Hey y'all, I'm Jonathan with Garage Gym Revisited, and today we are going to be reviewing the RitFit BLP01 2-in-1 leg press and hack squat machine. But they did include everything I needed, and there was nothing that came broken. There were a few scuff marks on some of the metal pieces you might be able to see right here. I think that's just par for the course whenever you get a whole bunch of heavy metal things shipped. Some of them are going to rub together, but again, nothing that I was really concerned about, or nothing that I felt like I should email RitFit and ask for a replacement part. Although they do stand by their products, and if you do receive something, or if you don't receive something that you should have, or if you do receive something that's broken, feel free to email them and they'll send you a replacement. When it came to putting it together, I was actually pretty pleased with how they structured both the packaging and the instructions. So I'll show you a little bit of what I mean for that. When it came to all the smaller pieces, such as the nuts, the bolts, the washers, things like that, they packaged them all in this one piece of plastic, which obviously I've torn up a bit, but they were all tightly shrink wrapped in there so you don't have washers falling out or loose pieces that are getting lost during the shipment process. But what I really liked about this was that they have ordered all of their pieces by step. Per part of their assembly process. So rather than having just one giant bag of washers and bolts and nuts and all that stuff, they have nicely organized everything so that when you're on step one, you take a look at the instruction manual. It says, oh, you'll need these pieces. You come here, and again, I've kind of torn it up, so I don't know if you can see very well. I've actually got it upside down, but they've got step one, step two, step three. Nicely listed everywhere, as well as the exact pieces that should be in that area. So you can see here the steps listed and the pieces required for that. So I just thought that was a really nice touch that helps you stay organized. You can go from the instruction manual, looking at your step, going here to the small piece assortment, finding exactly what you need. It makes the whole process just a bit smoother and more streamlined. RitFit, like most other manufacturers, does include all the wrenches and equipment you need to put it together. What I really liked about these bolts is that the square head fits into a square hole all over the machine wherever you have to insert a bolt, and it's that square shape that keeps the bolt in place, so that rather than having to hold the nut with a wrench in place so that I can screw the bolt in with a drill or another wrench, the bolt itself will actually stay where it needs to be so that you can just put your nut on and then start tightening it with one hand, and you don't have to worry about the bolt just kind of spinning in place unless you secure the nut on the other side. And it's one of those little things that just makes the assembly process that much easier, because like most of these equipment, about 80% of your time is spent simply putting a piece there, but then tightening all these bolts and nuts. So having the bolt stay in place securely while you're tightening, it saves you one hand's worth of effort, and it makes things a lot faster and easier to put together. So I thought that was really nice of them. A good attention to detail. And do I really need a second person, or is it doable to put this together by myself? And so I always try for y'all to put it together entirely by myself, just to see if it's possible, so that I can give you an honest, thorough review. And I'm happy to say that for this one, 99% of the assembly I was able to do entirely by myself quite easily. Again, they have all the wrenches and things that you'll need to put it together, but if you happen to have a socket wrench, or especially a drill with a socket attachment, that's going to speed up all the bolt securing that much more. So would highly recommend having those on hand, but they're not necessary. I did have a drill with a socket attachment, and this took me about 2 hours all told to put together. Let's talk about what the machine is and how to actually use it. So just to give you a quick tour of everything, you do have 2 different exercises, I guess 4 if you include the ability to do calf raises, whether in the hack squat or the leg press position. If you can think of other exercises to do, leave a comment. I'm always happy to be educated, but it is a very particular machine, really just designed for those lower body workouts. You have some weight holders in the back here with these pylons. You have the bar here in the middle that actually holds the weight. You've got the handles and the shoulder cushions for when you're in the hack squat position, along with the backrest plate here. I believe these are real leather, very comfortable. There's a slight bit of cushion here, but they're pretty firm, so it's not like you're going to sink into it at all. And I put a decent amount of weight on these, and they do remain very comfortable in the hack squat position, which is nice. You have the safety bars here on the side that have 3 different locked positions here, providing for a good range of motion, regardless of how tall you might be. You've got these protective bumpers that if you happen to have an issue where you can't lock the machine into place with the safety bars, you're not going to have metal slamming onto metal. You have your seat cushion here and the base plate for when you're doing your leg press, and I'll show both of these real quickly. And then of course you have the handles here for when you're seated with your back here and you're doing the leg press position. The weight holders, I will mention, handle both the smaller rubber weights that came with this RitFit package. I think they have 2 different sizes of, this one came with 150 and I think the other option is maybe 260. But I've got sort of some standard RitFit bumper plates here, and so just in case you're curious, you can in fact fit bumper plates on, and this thing is going to be able to slide quite easily without any issues, even though, again, these are not the plates that came with the machine. The plates that come with the package are smaller, and I actually kind of really like this because they have these handles rather than being completely solid like bumper plates are. I just think it makes it a bit easier to grab one and carry around, and so they do all have these little tri-part handles, which is pretty nice. So the package comes with 2 35s, 2 25s, and 2 15s for a total of 150. And again, if you did want to put extra regular size bumper plates on, these will work with your 10s, your 25s, your 35s, even your 45s, and the total weight capacity for this bad boy is about 1,200 pounds. So whether you're new to having your garage gym or whether you're an experienced lifter, you're gonna have plenty of capability to get a good workout in here. So I'll put these extra bumper plates on, again, just to show y'all how it's not gonna hit anything underneath or get in the way of its normal operation. So you really could load this up with some weight. So I'm going to demonstrate the hack squat first. It's pretty straightforward. We've got this removable seat cushion situated right here in the middle. You'll put your shoulders up against the shoulder pads, legs here on the bottom. Safety bars are in place. So you'll just get situated here, get your feet set. And then another nice feature is that, yes, you can hold on to the safety bars and push them out of the way as you start your exercise, but with a little push, they kind of just pop right out.
It makes my taco pop.
Which is nice. So you can have your hands on these handles right here, which are also some sort of like cushy plastic. They've almost got kind of a foam feel to them, but they're really nice. I would worry about maybe my sweat kind of starting to degrade them over time, but that would probably take years, and they certainly are comfortable to use. So not unhappy with that. You get your legs where you want them, and then you simply lower as far down as you want. This is as far as it goes. I'm 5'6" for reference, and I'm already getting a very deep hack squat here. You can see that my knees are certainly below that 90-degree angle, so I'm getting a very good range of motion. If you're taller, this thing is going to be great. You've got a lot of excess room up top, as I can show you. So with my legs fully extended, you can see there's still plenty of space that this thing can go up. So if you're 6 foot, 6'5", you're going to be just fine. I would say that if you're shorter than me, if you're like 5'1", 5'2", this thing might not have as much range of motion that you might want. But for anybody else that's not at one of those extremes, shorter than maybe 5'1", 5'2", taller than 6'8", 6'9", 6'10", then this thing's going to work just fine for you. It moves very smoothly. Like I said, I'm pretty sure these bars are a little bit lubricated. They feel ever so slightly greasy, not too much, but I haven't had any issue getting them stuck or having to tug on anything. No problems there. So we're going to lock that back into place. Once the hack squat is secured, you can step away. And then in about 10 seconds, you can change this thing into the leg press position. You'll remove this L-shaped pin. The seat cushion comes right off. You'll put it on the base plate here. There we go. Stick that in there, make sure that's secure. You'll come around here onto the right side, and it's kind of hidden under here, so no worries if we can't see it. There we go, maybe now you can tell. There's a little pin right here, a metal pin, that initially will lock when you want to do the hack squat position, and you simply pull it out as it's spring loaded. And then you can see there's 3 different holes here that allow you to pick whatever particular angle you want for your leg press. So I'm going to put that in the furthest one. And now I've got a place to put my feet. You can see I've been playing around with it. It does pick up a little bit of dust, but generally it comes right off. Maybe I've just got a dirty garage, but very solid foot plate. So then you'll simply step into the middle here. The back plate has multiple positions, which I'll show you right after I finish playing around with this. So you'll get in here, get your legs set up where you want them. With this one, again, you can push it, and with a little bit of oomph, the bars will fall off. With the leg press, typically I do have to sort of manually take them off. And then at this point, you're good to just press. Again, at the very bottom, you can see I do have a very deep squat going on here, or press, I guess I should say, where I'm definitely far below that kind of 90-degree angle that maybe people would do with the typical freestanding barbell squat. Here, I just move your feet a little bit, and now you can get a nice calf press as well. And then when you're done, simply lock the safety bars back in place, and you're good to go. The last thing I'll mention, like I said just a minute ago, is that this back plate does adjust as well. It's got 5 different adjustable settings. You simply pull out this pin right here, which is also spring loaded, and you can adjust it to whatever angle you want. So again, if you're taller, you can get a bit more range of motion by lowering this further to the ground. If you're shorter like I am, then maybe you want this on the tallest possible setting so that you can get a closer distance here to the base plate. And that's pretty much it. The whole thing is very comfortable. Again, this is leather here and here, as well as with the armrest up here. When you're done with your leg press, you just come right back here, drop this thing down, wait till it clicks in place, and then it's super easy to simply remove this pin, take the seat back to this position, reinsert the pin in its hole, and you're good to go. So that's it. The RitFit BLP01 2-in-1 hack squat and leg press machine.